All right, hey family, we should be live. So, as always, if you can, give me a thumbs up in the live chat. That way I know we're rolling and everything is working. It is great to be with you guys here today, and you'll have to just bear with me. I'm a little under the weather, not feeling that great, and still struggling quite a bit with herniated disc back issues, which is not fun. So, you might see me shifting around a lot on my chair because it's a little bit painful. But all right, thank you, Lynn, Danny. Good to see you guys. All right. So listen, um, tonight or today, I'm not used to doing it this early, 4 p.m. This is a really important message I feel like that the Lord's put in my heart today. And I don't say this often to you guys, but please share this video and get this out there if you can, because people need to hear this message and people need to wake up and place their faith in Jesus Christ. And this is the good news. Okay, this is the gospel. Jesus Christ came, God in flesh. He died on the cross for our sins. And on the third day, he rose again. And he's now seated at the right hand of the Father, and he's coming back. And the Bible says in Romans 10:9-10, because if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For with the heart one believes and is justified, and with the mouth one confesses and is saved. Okay, so tonight, I'm going to say tonight. I don't know how I'm going to break myself over that. Let's just pretend it's tonight. Today, I've titled this video, A Big Step Towards the Mark of the Beast. And I absolutely believe that we have witnessed a big step toward the mark of the beast. I believe that we are swiftly heading that direction. And I want to be very clear at the beginning here. We are not in the tribulation period. The tribulation period is casting its shadow. And that is one of the major reasons why we know it's the end times, and we know the rapture is even sooner, because the rapture comes before the tribulation period. And I encourage you all to watch Brother J.D. Farag's sermon from today, November 27th. It was excellent. And it's about why we're not in the tribulation period, by the way. And I feel like the Holy Spirit gave me this message today to dovetail with what J.D. shared today. So listen, let's start with the Bible, all right? And we'll unpack it from there. So Luke 17, 28-30. Likewise also, as it was in the days of Lot, so they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. Guys, we have a pre-tribulation rapture typology in Lot. He lived in a wicked world. It wasn't a normal type of place, if you want to put it that way. Sodom and Gomorrah is extremely wicked. It was bad, yet he lived in a functioning world. Exactly like where we're at now, guys. It's a wicked world. It's worse than what it's been like in our past. Okay, it's very much like Sodom and Gomorrah now. However, this is a functioning world. It is relatively normal. It is days of Lot normal now, still. Days of Lot wicked now. And I want you to realize that Lot was at the city gates when God sent his servants to take him out. And he was taken out that night. And then destruction came. This is a pre-tribulation rapture typology that Jesus gave us in Luke 17. And I want to say, I'm going to read Luke 21:28. And when these things begin, let me repeat that. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up, lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. What things? The things that are described as happening during the tribulation period. When you see, this is what Jesus was saying in Luke 21:28. He was just got done talking about things that occur in the tribulation period. And Jesus was saying, when you see the things that happen during the tribulation period begin to come to pass, look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. We leave first. We rapture first. And I'm going to get into today all the reasons, not all the reasons, but some of the big reasons, some of the big signs that we see the tribulation period literally beginning, the things that are going to occur in the tribulation period beginning even now, today. We're not in the tribulation. We're seeing the beginnings. We're seeing the precursor. Okay, Revelation 13:7-8. So this is what the world is headed towards. And power was given him, that's the Antichrist, over all kindreds and tongues and nations. So we're talking worldwide. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. Then Revelation 13:16-18. And he, the false prophet, on behalf of the Antichrist, causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him who hath understanding calculate the number of the beast, or count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, or that is to say, 666. So here's what the Bible says is going to happen, guys. The Antichrist will be in control of a worldwide system, and this system will be digital. Everyone's going to receive this mark, and it is a number. This is a digital system, and it will have absolute power over the economy. It will control whether or not you can buy or sell, and it will utilize a mechanism, something that everyone will have to get, this mechanism, this thing that it will utilize. And that will be put in or on, I think both, in on your right hand or your forehead, a mark. Okay? That is what the Bible says we are heading towards. So we see this system will tie in, it will integrate worldwide government, identity, currency, and control. And those are the four topics that I'm going to hit today: worldwide government, identity, currency, and control. And you're going to see this is big. This is big, what we're seeing happen. The tribulation is coming. Just like Lot, we are going to be taken out of here before it gets here. We will still be in a functioning economy, a functioning, relatively normal world when the rapture happens. And what will occur ultimately reach its complete realization at the midpoint of the tribulation, 3.5 years into the tribulation, is the mark of the beast. And the beast system will then fully come online. So let's talk about the first thing: worldwide government. And let me get to my notes here, because I've got some stuff that I want to show you guys. I've actually got a lot of pictures and slides and things like that for today's live stream. So I'm sure by now most of you have heard of the World Economic Forum, the WEF. And the World Economic Forum is calling for and facilitating, in broad daylight, as plain as can be in the King's English, okay, is they're calling for and facilitating the coming about of a new world order. a worldwide government. In fact, let me show you this here. I'll move this so I can see a bit better. Let me show you this. This is a picture of Klaus Schwab, who's the leader of the World Economic Forum. Here's a picture of Klaus Schwab at one of the recent World Economic Forum events. As you can notice here. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Darth Vader. Guys, it's a little tongue-in-cheek humor here. But yeah, you know what? You know what he looks like without his mask? This is really interesting. Let me show you. I actually found a picture of what he looks like without his mask, because I don't think a lot of people have seen kind of behind the scenes. This is what he looks like behind. Look at that. Look at that. So Klaus Schwab, guys, that's what he looks like without the mask. The leader of the empire, the dark side, the World Economic Forum, Grand Empire, head honcho. There he is right there. So listen, all jokes aside, this guy is evil. The World Economic Forum is working for the enemy, Satan, that ancient dragon. And let me bring a couple quotes to your attention. These are real quotes from Klaus Schwab. And these are just blatant calls for worldwide government. This is the direction our world is headed, okay? So Klaus says, the P, I'm going to be careful what words I use. The P represents a rare but narrow window of opportunity to reflect, reimagine, and reset our world. Wow. So this is a good thing in his view. This is a opportunity, okay? And they want to reset the world. And let me show you another quote. Again, quoting, he says, the problem that we have is not globalization. The problem is a lack of global governance. Oh my, that's our problem, guys. We need more government. Oh my God. This whole time I couldn't figure it out. We need more. We need global governance. That's what we need. Thank you. Thank you, Darth Vader. I mean, Klaus Schwab. And I got one more picture or quote to share with you guys. He says, a new world could emerge, the contours of which it is incumbent on us to reimagine and redraw. So they want to bring about, from their own words, guys, a new world. This is something that Christians for decades have been warning of, because we have the scriptures, we have the word of God. There's a new world order coming. It used to be something that you would be ridiculed if you brought up that term even. But now they've got guys like this calling for it openly. And literally this guy is behind the scenes in almost every nation in the world. Their world leaders across this world have been groomed and come through the World Economic Forum's indoctrination. Look up projects such as the Young Global Leaders Initiative, I think is what it's called, from the World Economic Forum. Klaus Schwab is on video bragging about how they have groomed all these world leaders, and now they are in all these key positions of power and authority. So this is exactly what we see coming, and it's exactly what they're calling for. It's happening right now, and it's in process. This is not something that's around the corner. This is happening now. We are witnessing the change. We are witnessing the moment of converting or resetting to global governance, as they put it, as I would say, worldwide government. I think that's a more accurate term. So now we've covered worldwide government, and listen, I'm just hitting the highlights. I could do a full live stream on just that alone. There's no way to cover all of this, but I want to get to kind of the cryptocurrency aspect here. That's really what I'm going to hit the strongest today. But I want to deal with, like I said, we're going to talk about world government. We're going to talk about identity, currency, and control. So let's talk about identity now, because clearly we're headed towards world government. That is their mission. That is their call. I'm sure by now most of you have heard of Agenda 2030. Agenda 2030. And quick question here. Why do you think Satan is so intent on reaching total control by 2030? That's a good question, isn't it? That's a good question. Why is Satan so focused on 2030? Why is he wanting to reach these goals by 2030? I think that's probably telling. If you ask me, I think that's probably telling. But listen, I want to show you guys some stuff about Agenda 2030, just in case you're not familiar. This is the goal. These are the initiatives that the governments of the world are lining up with. Okay, so here's 2030, and remember, we're tying in worldwide government, identity, currency, and control. This is what the Bible said would come. So here we see it says, this is from, by the way, the Agenda 2030 website. It says, a unique convergence of trends provides an unprecedented opportunity to make a coordinated, concerted push to provide digital ID to everyone. Everyone. And then notice what it says over here. It says, in September 2015, all United Nations members states adopted the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, including their commitment to provide legal identity for all, including birth registration, by 2030. So they have as their stated goal by 2030. So they want it done, in place, which means it happens before 2030. They want everyone to have this digital identity. Let me show you another thing. This is from the United Nations website regarding Agenda 2030. Let me pull this up for you. So this is the United Nations website, and it says Agenda 2030, and it talks about what it is and how the world is lining up with these goals. And I wanted you to notice what's there in the top right corner. I thought this was interesting. Okay, let me actually zoom in on it for you if I can. Let me pull this screenshot up and zoom in on it. So there you go. This is what's in the top corner of that. There we go. So you got a pyramid, of course. They love their pyramids, guys. These are the mystery school religion, Illuminati types. They literally worship Satan when you get right down to it at the top levels. And you can call me crazy if you want, but it's just true. So you've got the pyramid, and then notice it says freedom from want, freedom from fear, freedom to live in dignity. Okay, so they always couch their message as it's better for you. This is for your benefit. This is for your safety. And the Bible even says, guys, that it should be of no surprise to you that the ministers of Satan, the henchmen of Satan, should come as ministers of righteousness. They should appear as good, but they are using deception. So these guys are always framing their speech or their rules or their initiatives in a positive light. We're going to give freedom from want, freedom from fear, freedom to live in divinity. One thing I wanted to point out, by the way, notice it says freedom, freedom, freedom there, right next to the pyramid. Well, the letter F is the 6th letter in the alphabet. So if you were looking at these letters numerically, it would say 666 right there. Freedom, freedom, freedom. FFF 666. Hey, maybe you think I'm crazy. Maybe you think I'm reading into it too much. I just think that's interesting. I just like to point things out like that because these guys love, that's how they communicate, and they say as much. I mean, you can read, I've studied this, and I encourage you to go study it for yourself. You can read people like Albert Pike, who is one of the fathers of Freemasonry. These guys love to communicate in secret symbology and secret signals and signs. They love to use numerology and stuff like that. They hide this stuff everywhere in plain sight. It's just a fact. That's what they do. And listen, I don't have time to cover this either fully, but they are planning on implementing these worldwide identities by 2030, like I said. And I want to show you a couple things. This is recently from the the G20 meeting. And I'm sure you've probably heard about this too. Let me pull this picture up here. One second. Where is it? There we go. Let me pull this picture because this is something that is literally, like I said, this is live time. This is happening. We're moving in this direction now. So the G20, when this meeting just happened the other couple weeks ago or a week ago, the panel calls for global digital health passports. And you can watch this guy right here. He talks about it in the G20 meeting. And I want to show you another picture here. This is how I believe they're going to implement these global health passports. This is the mechanism. Again, we can't go into this fully in this video, but I'm just touching on the highlights for you guys. They are going to move towards everyone getting this identity, this digital identity. It's going to have to be tied to health, and the mechanism, the physical thing that they're going to use for everyone, I believe, has something to do with this, the quantum dot tattoo. And the quantum dot tattoo is a thing. And by the way, this is from Science Translational Medicine. This is a medical journal. This is from their December 2019 issue. December 2019, okay, before the health crisis came. And the reason you see there's a red banner there talking about C19 is because I took this screenshot recently. But this article, or this edition, is what was released in December of 2019. Okay, this technology is in play. This is what they have been planning to use. And read what it says over here. Microneedle patches co-delivering V and near-infrared fluorescent microparticles to the skin generate a long-term dermal record of V history. Okay, this is what they are going to use, I believe. And it's no surprise, or it shouldn't be, that the guy who is funding this in large part, and in fact, the guy who came to MIT and said, we need to get on this and I will fund it, is Bill Gates. And these are public record. You can go read papers from Rice University, science journals like what I just showed you. It's public record. Bill Gates is the one who is funding it and pushing for it. And speaking of ID, digital ID and Agenda 2030, did you know this? Bill Gates, this is from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation website, from their website, okay? Gates Foundation announces $1.27 billion in health and development commitments to advance progress toward the global goals. What global goals? The Agenda 2030 goals. It says first in-person goalkeepers event since 2019 convenes global change makers to highlight the urgency of achieving a more equitable world by 2030. This is straight up Agenda 2030. And Bill Gates gave 1.27 billion with a B towards Agenda 2030. This is the same Bill Gates that is funding these quantum dot tattoos in 2019 and planning on them being used to identify people and to prove health. Okay, and you connect those dots yourself. This is very real and it's happening. And listen, again, I want to make this clear as we move along. The current V is not the mark of the beast. We are not in the tribulation period, and the mark of the beast is not here yet. We are quickly moving towards it, and we will be raptured before the tribulation, and the mark of the beast will occur during the tribulation after the rapture. I want to be crystal clear on that because the Bible is crystal clear on that. Okay, but now let's get to the part I really wanted to kind of spend the most time on today, and that's the currency part. So we've talked about worldwide government. We've talked about identity, and these are things that they're calling for. These are plans that they're moving forward with. There's massive funding behind it. Bill Gates is one of the big players behind it. Klaus Schwab is one of the big players behind it. But let's talk about currency, because again, the Bible shows us in Revelation 13 what it will look like in the tribulation period. And Jesus says, when you see these things begin to come to pass, look up and lift up your heads because your redemption draweth nigh. So when we see the things that are going to find their fulfillment in the tribulation period beginning to come to pass, we know that the tribulation period is near, and we know that the rapture is even nearer because it occurs before the tribulation period. And let's talk about the currency side of things now, okay? So first, let's answer some questions, and let's lay a bit of a foundation. So what is cryptocurrency? What is crypto? It is a form, and I'm gonna boil things down as much as I possibly can to make it just really clear and plain and simple. And this is my perspective. Okay, I'm not saying that I am the end all be all, but I am sharing with you what I believe. Crypto is a form of digital currency based on blockchain technology. It is essentially digital credits, and these digital credits are based on blockchain technology. So, but the blockchain would be the accounting system for this currency. So, well, what is blockchain? It is a technology that is essentially airtight. It is an accounting that is essentially airtight. It's based off of data that is cross-referenced to the point that it is absolutely secure. It's an airtight digital system of accounting. In other words, you can't cook the books with blockchain. It is satanic genius. That's what blockchain is. It is satanic genius. And here's where people may, call me crazy, fine. But I believe things like blockchain, artificial intelligence, quantum computing literally came from the dark side, from the supernatural realm, from demonic powers, demonic entities. This is the false light. This is the knowledge that the dragon has been offering humanity since the Garden of Eden. It's the same thing, guys. This is why the Illuminati call themselves the Illuminati, because they are the illumined ones. Like they have the light. It's Satan's light, and it's a trap. It was a trap in the garden, and it's a trap today. It's the same trap. It's the same lie. This knowledge, this false light, blockchain, quantum computing, cryptocurrency, AI, it's knowledge. It's from the dark side, and it's a trap. That's what it is. So let me show you a video. This is a video that I filmed myself, by the way. I shot this video. Here we go. Let's see. This is a little boots on the ground reporting that I did myself. Oh, hold on. I forgot. When I show you a video, I've got to show it a different way. All right, here we go. Or else you won't be able to hear it well. So I'm gonna use this to kind of get into what this cryptocurrency stuff is. Why can I not open this? 1 second, guys. Just bear with me. It's not letting me open that video. Okay, hold on. I will get this figured out. 1 second. So if it doesn't let me play it this way, I'll just play it the other way. All right, yeah, it's not going to let me play the video for you the way I want to. So it might not sound that great, but let me just play it for you this way. And I'll tell you what I was saying if you can't hear it well. So here we go. Listen to this. It might sound, let me turn my microphone around maybe, and you can hear it better. Okay. So let me play this. Hey guys, so you know how I told you recently that there's a warehouse out here in the middle of the country in Texas that's using 40% of the county's electricity that it's in. This is it right here. Check it out. You can see the computers through that. That's in there. Those are cryptocurrency blockchain computers filling that warehouse. The whole thing is full of cryptocurrency blockchain computers. Isn't that wild? 40% of the county's electric. Okay. So that was a video that I shot way out in the middle of the country in a very rural area in Texas. And this is a warehouse, guys, full of cryptocurrency computers. I mean, full. And I happen to know someone very well there in that area. And I'm not going to tell you where this is because I don't want any crazy person going out there and doing something stupid. I mean, the people working here are probably just good, honest, hardworking guys. They don't know what's going on. But I know someone there in that area very well who works with and is very familiar with the city's utilities, the county's utilities. And he told me that this facility is using 40% of the county's electricity. And this whole operation here is cryptocurrency mining. These are cryptocurrency special computers, and they are being used to mine cryptocurrency. And I'm sure that's going to bring up a lot of questions. People are, you might ask, what is mining cryptocurrency? Why does it take so much electricity? Well, they take a ton of electricity because these are massive computers running at massive speeds, which is a massive draw, and they need a massive amount of energy to run all these things. And these things are popping up all over the world. Okay, there was even, there's been reports of like underground crypto mining facilities that were, illegally set up in the UK, where the city realized that like a massive amount of their electricity was being used by this warehouse that was supposed to be vacant, and they found out it was a cryptocurrency facility. These things use massive amount of electricity. But what are these computers mining, and why are people paid for setting up these computers to mine cryptocurrency? What is going on here? Let me explain to you what I see as what's really happening. This is my perspective. These computers, what they're really doing is they are cross-referencing data. I mean, all data, just everything. They are cross-referencing data. They are building the blockchain system, and they are refining algorithms. If you go and you ask someone who's set up these cryptocurrency systems, you say, what are these computers doing? Who is giving them the commands? What exactly is that computer sitting there going, "Rah?" What is it crunching? What is it trying to figure out? What is it looking into? Who's giving it the commands? Where is it sending the data? There's a bunch of smoke and mirrors when it comes to that, and you're going to get a million different answers, and none of them really make sense. What's really happening is they are cross-referencing data, all the data, all these, they are being put into a network, and this network with this horsepower, these engines of cryptocurrency computers, they're cross-referencing data, and they are building the blockchain system and refining algorithms. And people are getting paid to set up this digital network of crypto mining so that it looks like a benign public venture, much the same way that the worldwide DARPA spying program, LifeLog, if you haven't heard of it, look it up. The DARPA spying program, LifeLog, was rebranded into Facebook because they realized it's actually much more effective if you market it and package it in such a way that the people, you and I, do it to themselves. The DARPA LifeLog program was canceled or supposedly shut down by the government February 3rd, 2004. And this was a program that was literally gathering data on everyone in the whole world, including our own citizens, in this project called LifeLog. It was a spying program. Data on everyone. All data having to do with everyone. It was supposedly shut down February 3rd, 2004. Do you know what the official launch date of Facebook was? The very next day, February 4th, 2004. So LifeLog shuts down, and then the next day, Facebook turns on. They rebranded it, guys. They marketed it. They let you do it to yourself. And that's exactly what's going on here with cryptocurrency. It's the same thing with Google. Okay. They are on record, the founders of Google, as saying Google was never about creating a search engine to just help everyone, look up things and be useful. They said their whole goal with Google from the beginning was to create and give birth to artificial intelligence. And they realized in their quest for artificial intelligence that you can't just turn on artificial intelligence. You can't just give birth to it in a moment. It has to grow and learn. And I'm using their words. It has to grow and learn much like a child. And so they created Google, the search platform that you and I all know, to feed AI. So we all have been pouring into Google and teaching AI. That is the artificial intelligence. That is what the purpose of Google has been from the beginning. It wasn't a free service to just help you and I. It was, they got you to help them create AI. So getting back to blockchain, why are people setting up these cryptocurrency facilities? Why are they mining cryptocurrency? People are being used to forge the very chains that will bind them in bondage to the beast system. It is the Hegelian dialectic at play. If you've never heard of it, the Hegelian dialectic, that's exactly what's going on here. It is the Hegelian dialectic says you have a thesis, then an antithesis, and then the synthesis. So in essence, what you do is you have something that you don't like, or a current status, and then you create crisis or chaos, and then you bring about the solution that you wanted from the beginning. But the way you do that is by creating a crisis or a situation and then coming in with the answer to the solution you created. And so you reset things, you completely flip it. It's called the Hegelian dialectic. That is what is going on here with the cryptocurrency. They are crafting the beast system. and you're building it for them. That's what this is. So when the time is right, they create a crisis. Then they step in with the final solution. And that is the end game. That was the goal from the very beginning. And that is what is going on with the cryptocurrency system. I'm trying to make this as simple as I possibly can. But that is what is going on. And this brings me to Sam Bankman-Fried and the FTX crash, the massive crash that we all just witnessed very recently. So let me walk you through a little timeline of events, if I may. So, and let me bring up some pictures here. So hold on a second. Let me get this one here. All right. So we're going to talk about a timeline of events, and we're going to bring in the FTX crash and tie this all together to see what's going on. So first we have, let me make this a bit bigger. Okay, it's not that much bigger. All right. So first we have the Biden executive order 14067, March 9th, 2022. Okay, this executive order came out, and the whole thing about this executive order is ensuring responsible development of digital assets. And you can see here it talks about CBDCs. Okay, this is about cryptocurrency, central bank digital currencies. All right, let me just walk you through a series of pictures here. I want to read you a quote or a section from this executive order. It says, "Sovereign money is at the core of a well-functioning financial system, macroeconomic stabilization policies, and economic growth. My administration places the highest urgency on research and development efforts into the potential design and deployment options of a United States CBDC." Okay? So this is highest priority, big priority to move into a cryptocurrency system that is controlled by the government. And let me show you another screenshot, because remember, this is March 9th. Okay. They always tell you what they're going to do before they do it. This is from whitehouse.gov. Look at what this executive order is about. Okay. Specifically, the executive order calls for measures to protect. Oh, again, it's always for your safety. It's for your good. Protect U.S. consumers, investors, and businesses by directing the Department of the Treasury and other agency partners to assess and develop policy recommendations to address the implications of the growing digital asset sector and changes in financial markets for consumers, investors, businesses, and equitable economic growth. The order also encourages, regulators to ensure sufficient oversight and safeguard against any systemic financial risks posed by digital assets. So they're saying, hey, guys, we need to really get things in order because we're worried about the average person out there. Like, we just love you so much and we care about you so much. We even, down to the little details, like we put fluoride in your water. We want you to have healthy teeth. We just love you. And so, we really want to protect you too when it comes to cryptocurrencies. And so we're going to put out this executive order 14067 because we're really concerned about systemic risks that might be inherent in the system. And so they're signaling to you what's coming. Okay. And by the way, I want to mention this, just as something that I noticed. Executive Order 14067. Okay. It's another one of those number things. 14. So 1 plus 4 plus 6 plus 7 is 18. Okay. That's Executive Order 14067. If you add those together, it's 18. 18 is 6 plus 6 plus 6. It's 666. They love to use 18. 18 is shorthand for 666. I'm not making this up. I'm just saying this is how these guys love to communicate. They do it a lot. They do it all the time. If you've studied about this kind of thing, it's true. They communicate this way. So I just think it's interesting that executive order, 14067 equals 18. That's shorthand for 666. Okay, then let's continue on down the timeline. Okay, so that was March 9th. They're saying, hey, we gotta work on regulation. We gotta start figuring this out. We need to protect people because there's probably a risk. People probably need our protection. So let's get ready for them, protect them. Okay, so that's what's going on. And then you have let me show you have the world you have the world economic or the global government. Let me see what this thing is called. Let me just show you this. The World Government Summit. Thank you. I couldn't remember what it's called. So in March, again, 29th, 2022, 29th through the 30th, you had the World Government Summit in Dubai. And you can see there on stage, there's this lady, Pippa Malmgren, okay? And she said some very interesting things about cryptocurrency and blockchain. So I want to play you this video of Pippa Malmgren talking about blockchain and cryptocurrency and how this is coming. So let me share this video with you again. Sorry about that. Trying to get this where you guys can hear it. One moment. All right, here we go.
What underpins a world order is always the financial system. I was very privileged. My father was an advisor to Nixon when they came off the gold standard in '71. And so I was brought up with a kind of inside view of how very important the financial structure is to absolutely everything else. And what we're seeing in the world today, I think, is we're on the brink of a dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new accounting is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge dangers in terms of the balance of power between states and citizens. In my opinion, we're going to need a digital constitution of human rights if we're going to have digital money. But also this new money will be sovereign in nature. Most people think that digital money is crypto and private, but what I see are superpowers introducing digital currency. The Chinese were the first. The US is on the brink, I think, of moving in the same direction. The Europeans have committed to that as well. And the question is, will that new system of digital money and digital accounting?
So there, listen, she's telling you guys, this is the lady that's on the inside, okay? This is what's coming. It's cryptocurrency. It's built on blockchain, and it never was from the beginning meant to be something that is decentralized, like it's a way to get around the government. It was marketed that way to you so that you would help build it and you would jump in on it and we'd build the chains of our bondage for them. But the plan from the very beginning is that these things will be sovereign, they will be government controlled, they will be regulated. And this never was meant to be allowed to be something that is in the hands of the dirty, unwashed masses to get around the control mechanisms of governments. We were played, guys. This is the Hegelian dialectic. That's what they do. That's what they do. That's how they do it. So that was March 29th and 30th of 2022. And she just told you, she said boldly, we're getting rid of this system. We're going to a new system. It's cryptocurrency blockchain. It's not going to be decentralized. It's going to be run by governments. It's going to be regulated. Then we have, let me show you, let me bring up this. This is the New York Federal Reserve. They announced their pilot program November 4th. So this is from their own website, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. I've got these areas highlighted in red. November 4th, 2022, New York Fed announces phase 1 results of the New York Innovation Center's Project Cedar. That's what they call it, Project Cedar. It's funny. It makes me think of, look at the Bible, look up cedars of Lebanon later, look up the connotation and the implications. It's pretty interesting. But moving on, November 4th, it says phase 1 of the Project Cedar experiment examined the potential application of distributed ledger technology, specifically blockchain, to enhance the functioning of cross-border payments. The 12-week experiment included the development of a wholesale CBDC prototype and revealed that the wholesale cross-border digital currency transactions supported by blockchain technology can deliver fast and safe payments. Okay, so just keep in your head the timeline. Biden administration executive order. We got to protect people. We got to make sure they're safe because we love them so much. So let's start looking into how to regulate this cryptocurrency system. Then you have the World Government Summit, and Pippa's coming out saying, we're going to go to blockchain, guys, whether you like it or not. Crypto's coming, and you aren't going to be in control of it. It's going to be sovereign, run by governments. Then you have the New York Federal Reserve, November 4th, saying, okay, we're putting out our pilot program. We're going to start figuring this out. We're going to start putting our foot forward for CBDC. And then, guys, boom, November 11th, this happens, okay? No coincidence. I remember when it happened, right after the news broke, I started texting my friends, Barry Scarborough and others, Pete, about what I thought was going on. But November 11th, okay, so you have November 4th, the New York Fed starts putting their foot forward, creating their pilot program. November 11th, FTX bankruptcy and hack. So this massive cryptocurrency exchange company, FTX, files bankruptcy on the 11th. And then on the 12th, there are missing funds, and it's just this complete cluster cuss. And everyone starts realizing that the emperor has no clothes when it comes to cryptocurrency. And you've got this guy, Sam Bankman-Fried, who's the head guy for FTX. Listen, he's a Trojan horse. He was a Trojan horse from the very, very beginning. Both of this guy's parents are compliance lawyers. These people know how to game the system. Think about like this. The best person to commit a crime and to get away with it is probably like a police officer. They know the intricacies of the law. They know what the police force is looking for and how they determine what is a crime and how they look to see if a crime has been committed. This guy's parents are compliance lawyers. This guy was set up from the beginning as a Trojan horse to torpedo the cryptocurrency system. That's what FTX was about. Listen, guys, it's no coincidence. We have because of this FTX crash and people realizing, oh my goodness, this cryptocurrency system is not stable. It could bring us all down. Literally billions with a B, billions were lost. Billions have gone missing. And now we have the public crying out for regulation of cryptocurrency as the Fed advances their CBDC plans. And wow, it's just in time, guys. This is a Christmas miracle, apparently, that, right when the government starts putting forth their, let me show you, like the New York Fed, they're still moving forward on this. Right when they start saying, hey, we need to get into this cryptocurrency space, we need to regulate it, we need to control it, it needs to be sovereign. I mean, even now, the New York Fed advances tests of CBDs for cross-border payments. This is November 21st. They are moving forward with it. It says, even as the high-profile FTX crash sent the cryptocurrency world scrambling once again, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York embarked on projects that can inform and expand government role in digital currencies. Hegelian dialectic. They have a problem. They create a crisis. Then they bring in the solution. That was the goal from the very beginning. They knew that they were going to torpedo the cryptocurrency system because they plan on controlling the cryptocurrency system. That's what is going on here. And this is in order to create an outcry. This is in order to make the public beg the government to come in and take this thing over and keep them safe. And, this is, let me show you this. Let's see here. Let me show you this picture. So there's an article from 18 minutes ago. I took this screenshot today. It says, lawyers see crypto regulation coming in 2023 because industry needs to rebuild trust. And it says, crypto will recover, Catherine Dowling, general counsel member at Bitwise Asset Management, said. This is not the death of crypto. There's no impetus for regulators to reduce their level of enforcement activity, and recent events are likely to embolden them, Mayor Brown's Joe Castellucci says. So, of course, now you see the cry. So you see like people like Mr. Wonderful and others coming forward and say, oh, you know what? This just proves we need regulation. We need the government to come step in and keep us all safe. And then I want to show you one more article here. This is just amazing. This is from today. Let me show you this. Okay, so this is the Wall Street Journal today. It says, FTX's collapse upends Sam Bankman-Fried's Washington play. The goal was to steer oversight of crypto into the hands of what was perceived to be a friendlier regulator than SEC. So what he's saying is, listen, they were trying to, from the beginning, Sam knew what they were trying to do was they were trying to be a friendlier regulator of cryptocurrency than the SEC, than the government. This was on purpose, okay? So go down here, it says, let me see. Where is this? I had one quote I wanted to read you from this article, and now I'm not sure where it is. 1 second. Okay. Yeah, for FTX, the crypto exchange, Mr. Bankman-Fried founded the goal was to steer oversight of crypto into the hands of what was perceived to be a friendlier regulator than the Securities Exchange Commission. Then FTX collapsed. Legislation to provide light touch regulation is on hold. The CFTC's dealings with FTX are drawing scrutiny. Mr. Bankman-Fried, once the friendly, confident face of crypto, is toxic, and crypto firms face the prospect of a far stricter enforcement by the SEC. So you see what they were doing? They positioned themselves on purpose to be this massive exchange to kind of try and corner the market on cryptocurrency, to be a friendlier regulator. And then they crashed it. They torpedoed it. They burned it down on purpose. And now the SEC, the government, the Federal Reserve, these are the ones who will step in and say, okay, we got to take control. We got to take the reins here. You guys need us to keep you safe. Bingo. Christmas miracle, Hegelian dialectic. It's happening. So they want a beast system currency. They let the public build it. Then they torpedo it with FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried on purpose and on time. Then they step in with their final solution, government regulation and government CBDC. And that's been the plan all along. Remember what Pippa said. It's not going to be a free public loophole. It's going to be sovereign governments who control this thing. And so now that gets me to the control part. So we talked about worldwide government. We've talked about identity. We've talked about currency and what this cryptocurrency system is, why they've crashed it, and why this is a massive, big deal. When they torpedoed FTX, that is a signal that we are now going from, because remember the Hegelian dialectic is thesis, antithesis, then synthesis. So this FTX crash, this is the antithesis. This is the crisis. So we witness the crisis. We're going from the crisis into the solution. We are now stepping past the crisis, moving swiftly towards the solution. And what is their end game with this? Their end game is the beast system, the mark of the beast. We're not there yet, but this is where we're headed. And this is how they're going to control people. So let's talk about control. So we know there's a cryptocurrency system coming. We know it's going to be the beast system. How are they going to integrate it, though? What will be the physical mechanism that ties us all into this virtual system of cryptocurrency and blockchain, this digital system? The mark of the beast. That's what I believe will be the tie-in, the mark of the beast. And I believe we are seeing the infrastructure for the mark of the beast being set up now, right now. I believe we have the technology for the mark of the beast now. And I believe that this technology is just waiting in the wings. Remember, we mentioned Bill Gates, the one who is funding so much of this Agenda 2030, the one who went to MIT and said, hey, guys, we got to create this quantum dot tattoo. The one who has been such a huge figure in the last 2 years with this entire worldwide crisis. Let me show you how these dots begin to connect and tie in, because it really does. It's the chains that Satan has used people to craft their own chains of bondage that will enslave them in the coming tribulation period. It's this cryptocurrency system that it's like we've been, as a world, been putting this noose around our own neck, one chain link at a time. It's so evil. It's so satanic. It's so twisted. But this is how it's been happening. So let me show you guys some stuff, okay? Let me show you this. This is an article from a website called Biohack Info News. And they are a pro biohacking site. In other words, they're positive towards hacking your body, integrating your body with technology. They want that. But this is their coverage on Bill Gates. And this is from the 20th of April, 2020, this article. It says, Bill Gates will use your microchipped body to mine cryptocurrency. What? So how is Bill Gates planning on using your body to mine cryptocurrency? Because remember, I showed you that video that I took of that massive warehouse, and there's all these computers that are mining cryptocurrency. Well, Bill Gates wants to use your body to mine cryptocurrency. And let me read a section from this article here. You can see it too. It says, however, there is still no indication that this cryptocurrency mining project will be connected to Microsoft's aforementioned and more promising human microchipping projects. But due to the CP, the C19P, the implantable quantum dot V record capsules and ID 2020 are likely to be merged to create the digital certificates that Gates wants everyone to have as proof of V against C19. This opens up the possibility of merging the two projects with the biometric sensing microchip implant being developed by BEZH, because biometric data is crucial during health-related events such as PEES. Okay, so this is the guy, again, he's been funding Agenda 2030, went to MIT to fund these quantum dot tattoos. He's got a cryptocurrency system that he's filed patent for, that he's planning on using. And again, I want you to remember, the Bible says there's a worldwide government coming. It's going to be a digital system. Everybody's going to be tied into it. and this thing that ties them into it that's going to control whether or not they can buy and sell. So this is based on this is going to deal with the economy. This is how they will be able to use what's the word I'm looking for? How they will be able to use currency. They have to have this thing. That's what the Bible says is coming. So let me show you this Microsoft cryptocurrency system that this is the official, this is from the patent website. I got this off the official patent website. And this is the Microsoft, I've highlighted these in red, Microsoft Technology Licensing. This is their application for their cryptocurrency system. And look at the publication number, WO 2020 060606 666. Okay, this is their patent for their cryptocurrency system that they want to develop and implement. Okay, let me show you that. And this is all straight off the patent website, by the way. So let me show you, let me see here. Let me show you some more documentation on how this is going to work, the nuts and bolts, because this is just wild, guys. This is where I think we're heading. So this is a diagram from their cryptocurrency system document, the WO 2020 666 patent. And I've numbered these are the components to the system. So you have the cryptocurrency system, which is digital, cloud-based. That's why you see a cloud around it. Then you have number 2, those are computers that this cryptocurrency system is running on. Then number 3 is the communication network, which is, you can think of this like 5G or 6G wireless communication, the internet. And then 4, you have a user device, and 5, a sensor. And I believe 4 and 5 are going to be tied together. They're going to be one and the same. So you have the physical device that will have the sensor in it. And then 6, of course, is a human. And, we all know that 6 is the number of man. So that is the system. That's the components of this system that Microsoft is planning on. And let me read you some from this patent document about what this sensor, because remember, this is the guy who is developing the quantum dot tattoo, who wants to tie this in with Agenda 2030, where everyone needs to have a digital identity. The G20 is now calling for everyone to have a global health passport. They're using health in order to get everyone tied into this system. We know we're moving towards a cryptocurrency system. FTX just crashed in order for the public to now cry out for the government to bring this cryptocurrency system. And here I'm showing you Microsoft has a cryptocurrency system. And 666 is in the patent number. It's cloud-based. They want to tie you into it. And they're going to use a sensor and a component with a sensor tied to you to tie you into this system. And let me show you from their own patent document what this sensor is capable of doing. Okay, again, directly from their patent document. It says, let me find out. So this thing can sense the body activity. And I'm going to start right here. It says the body activity may include, for example, but not limited to, radiation emitted from human body, brain activities, body fluid flow, example, blood flow, organ activity or movement, body movement, and any other activities that can be sensed or represented by images, waves, signals, texts, numbers, degrees, or any other form of information or data. Examples of body radiation emitted from human body may include radiant heat of the body, pulse rate, or brain wave. Brain waves may comprise, for example, but not limited to, gamma waves involved in learning or memory tasks, beta waves involving logical thinking and or conscious thought, alpha waves, which may be related to subconscious thoughts, theta waves, which may be related to thoughts involving deep and raw emotions, delta waves, which may be involved in sleep or deep relaxation, encephalogram, which may be measurement used to evaluate the electrical activity in the brain, such as deep concentration. Examples of the body movement may include eye movement, facial movement, and any other muscular movements. Furthermore, brain activity can be sensed using fMRI. The fMRI measures brain activity by detecting changes associated with blood flow. This technique relies on the fact that cerebral blood flow and neuronal activation are coupled. When an area of the brain is in use, blood flow to that region also increases. Okay, so this system, this sensor, that they want to put in you to tie you to the cryptocurrency system, literally can read your thoughts, your brain waves, your blood pressure, whether you're excited or nervous or stressed or telling the truth or not. Noah Harari has talked about this. I might play a clip of him in a second that I have somewhere. But this thing can read everything about you and knows what's going on inside you. Okay? And look at this. This is let me show you, where is this picture? Okay. This is a picture of how the way this cryptocurrency system will work, how it will function. So let me just show you this picture because I can describe it better if I just show you. Again, this is from their patent document. So the way it works is, number one, you are provided with a task. So let's say once this cryptocurrency system is initiated, it's in place, it's now active. People have this sensor in them that can read all this stuff. So this is how you would get paid. So number one, you're provided with a task. So let's say, you have to tell whether or not someone in your family is marked or not. Then number two, it will sense the user's body activity. Number three, it will produce vectors. Number four, it will generate a hash. So basically what this is, it's sensing your activity, it's sensing your movement, it's generating data from it. Number five, receive data of body activity and vectors. So that data is received by the system. Then you have some qualifiers that's in these diamond shapes. Those are not steps, those are just qualifiers. Does the vector have the desirable mathematical property? So in other words, is the information being received by this cloud system confirming that you are doing what it told you to do? And if so, then number six, it rehashes the data of the body activity. And then the final qualifier is the rehashed data equals vectors received from the user device. So if the answer is yes, you did what you were told, you're functioning correctly the way they want you to, then you will be awarded the cryptocurrency. That's how this system works. It's complete control. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you want to get paid, if you want to have money, if you want to be part of the economy, function in the economy, you have to obey, and they will know whether or not you are obeying. They will know whether or not you're thinking the way they want you to, whether or not you're telling the truth, where you are, how you're moving, how you're feeling inside. This thing can read all of that. They have this technology. It's just, I know it's mind-blowing, but I'm telling you, this is what these guys are planning. And by the way, in case you're worried about this, don't be. As a believer in Christ, number one, we won't be here for this beast system that's coming. We won't be here for the mark of the beast that happens 3.5 years into the tribulation period, at the midpoint of the tribulation period. But also, I just want you to know, Snopes has already debunked this, so you can just rest assured that it's false. It says, are Bill Gates and the ID 2020 coalition using COVID-19 to build global surveillance state? Conspiracy theorists misrepresent Bill Gates' funding of vaccination and digital identity research as evidence of a nefarious global surveillance plan foretold in the book of Revelation. Guys, come on, please. And so if you don't know, by the way, Snopes is a complete joke. I'm being sarcastic here when I'm talking about resting assured, because Snopes has debunked this. In fact, I'll post a link later to this web article. I recommend you go read it. fact fudgers. Why Snopes is a hopelessly biased and unreliable website. I recommend that you read this because Snopes is a total joke. But of course, they're out there saying, this is a conspiracy theory. You know, the book of Revelation is a conspiracy theory. Bill Gates is not actually trying to do this. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's funding it. He's working for the enemy. He's completely sold out to this agenda. And Microsoft absolutely has plans to be part of this coming cryptocurrency system. And it's evil and it's nefarious. And so let me just try and summarize all this, because this has been a lot. Okay. But let me summarize this. Revelation 13 tells us, let me start in Revelation 13, verse 7. And power was given him, Antichrist, over all kindreds and tongues and nations, and that all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. So there's a worldwide government coming. The Antichrist, one man, will be in control of it. Revelation 13, 16 through 18 says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. This word mark is the word charagma in Greek. And if you look at the etymology, it even talks about being marked with something like a palisades, which is a bunch of needles. I believe it's the quantum dot tattoo. I believe that's what the physical technology that's going to be used for the implementation of the coming mark of the beast. I believe it's the quantum dot tattoo, the one that Bill Gates has been funding. And this word charagma it has the if you study it, it talks about being branded or marked by palisade needles. And the quantum dot tattoo, if you look at it under a microscope, it's a bunch of palisade-shaped needles. And that's what they're going to use, I believe, to mark people, which will be in you and on you, with this coming, passport and proof of health and your identity and being tied into the cryptocurrency. It's all going to be merged. They're going to use all of this. All these things are pointed to or heading towards one ultimate goal. That is the beast system and the mark of the beast. That's where all of this is headed to. So let me read 16 through 18. It says, he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him who hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and its number is 666. Okay, this is a digital worldwide system that's coming. There is a worldwide cryptocurrency system that's coming. It is nefarious. It is evil. It's being built by the devil to enslave and put everyone in bondage. The Antichrist will be in control of a worldwide system. This system will be digital. It will have absolute power over the economy. It will control whether or not you can buy or sell. And it will utilize a mechanism, something that everyone will have to get, that will be put in or on your right hand or forehead. It will be a mark. And think about this. We've been trained. We've been conditioned for years now. What do they want you to do to pay for something? Just put your finger on your smartphone. Just put your finger on there and pay for it. Just look at your smartphone and let it see your forehead and your face and confirm your identity. Wells Fargo literally sends me emails saying, hey, quit typing in the password to get into your bank account, you freaking caveman. Just put your thumbprint on your phone and then you can access your bank account. They're conditioning you, guys. Your hand, your face, they're conditioning you. We've got these Amazon One palm readers that you can use your palm to pay for things. This is conditioning for the mark of the beast. These things are leading towards the beast system. So this planned and executed crash of FTX, this giant crash that we just witnessed of FTX signals a big step towards the beast system and the coming mark of the beast. Remember the Hegelian dialectic. This is how they operate. You've got the thesis, the antithesis, then the synthesis. So this crash of FTX, to me, is a massive signal to us. We have taken a big step towards the mark of the beast system, because we were in this stage of creating the blockchains, refining the system, refining the algorithms, cross-referencing the data. It was marketed to the public as a loophole, as this cool hip thing to do. Build the noose around your neck, one link at a time. They wanted you to do it. Then at the right time, they take this status quo and they torpedo it and they crash it. The crisis, the antithesis, and that's the FTX crash. And then that leads to the synthesis, the final solution, them sweeping in with the answer and saying, da, 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 here we are, the government, and we have the answer. We will regulate and we will keep you safe. We will make cryptocurrency a Federal Reserve controlled thing. And this will be something that the governments of the world will control, and we'll keep you safe. We'll make sure this is regulated. And it's the Hegelian dialectic. They're stepping in with the end game solution that they had from the very beginning. That was always the plan. And this is all theater. This is all stage that you've been witnessing. So we are witnessing this transition from the crisis towards the final solution, which means we are that much closer to this coming beast system and this mark of the beast. Now, I want to be clear. I am not saying that the beast system will come online tomorrow. That's not what I'm saying. No, it will be somewhat of a process. In fact, I don't believe the beast system will go fully live and online until the mark of the beast, which will happen halfway into the tribulation period, 3.5 years into the tribulation. That's when the mark of the beast will be fully live and good to go, and you will be killed if you don't worship the beast and take his mark. So the steps for that system are currently happening now. So if we see the beast system, okay, because this is the really cool part, guys. This is the encouraging part. If we see the beast system beginning to take shape now before our eyes, and this beast system will go fully live at the midpoint of the tribulation period, 3.5 years into the tribulation period. And we know that the church is raptured before the tribulation period even starts. Then I ask you, how much closer are we then to the rapture? The answer is very close. We are very close. We have taken and we have seen a big step towards the mark of the beast, which means the rapture is even closer. So here's kind of my final thoughts on this. Jesus said in Luke 21:28, and when these things, what things? Let's stop right there. What things? The things that will happen during the tribulation period. When these things begin, keyword, begin to come to pass, then freak out. No. Then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. The rapture is even sooner. That's why we're talking about this. We're encouraging each other. So let me give you an analogy that I feel like the Lord put on my heart, of a hurricane, because there's people out there just completely falsely and erroneously claiming that we're in the tribulation period right now. And again, I encourage you to go watch J.D. Farag's sermon from today, because he also dealt with this. And it's so cool that the Lord put that on his heart for today as well, because this is the message the Lord put in my heart today. And I believe God made this message dovetail on purpose through the Holy Spirit. But listen, we're not in the tribulation period. We're seeing the beginnings of it happening, exactly like Jesus said. So let me give you this analogy of a hurricane. So when a hurricane is coming, let's say you live on a house right on a coast of, let's say, Florida, okay? And this massive, just world-destroying hurricane is coming. Well, it's coming. It's not going to take like, look at the way hurricanes operate, okay? It's not going to take 50 years for this hurricane to get to where you're at, okay? The hurricane's coming. Like once you find out about a hurricane, it's going to be there in like a couple days or a day or something like that. But there's this window of time when the hurricane's coming, but you could be out on your front porch on the coast at your house in your bunny slippers and your robe, and you're drinking your hot latte, and you're looking at your stocks and bonds on your iPad, and the hurricane's coming, and you feel the wind blowing, the wind's blowing, picking up. You might even feel mist on your face. You know, there's rain that's beginning to be kicked up. You're feeling the beginnings of the hurricane. It's coming, and you're feeling the beginnings of the hurricane. Now, some people are trying to run around and tell you, you're in the hurricane, freak out. You're in the hurricane. You're not in the hurricane. You're not in the tribulation. You are experiencing the beginnings of the things that will occur during the tribulation period. You're not in it. You're seeing the beginnings of it. When these things begin to come to pass, look up. So when the hurricane comes, when it's actually there, believe me, you will know. You will not be anymore buying, selling, planting, and building, standing on your front porch in your bunny slippers with your latte, checking your stocks and bonds, and reading your favorite food blogger or whatever. You're going to be flying through the air with the 500-mile-per-hour wind and slamming into a wall and turning to jelly. And your house will be gone. Okay? Then you're in the hurricane. All right? That's what the tribulation period is going to be like. Do not think that you are in it. You're not in it. Are you even feeling the beginning of it? Yes. You're feeling the wind. You're seeing the darkness. You're even feeling mist on your face. Maybe the water is receding away from the shoreline. You're not in the hurricane. These things are beginning to come to pass, but you're not in it. And that's exactly where, and don't miss this. It's a window. It doesn't last forever. It's not a massive window. It's a very small window. There's a very small period of time when you can be both standing on the front porch in your bunny slippers and things are relatively normal, but it is coming and you do feel the effects of it. You feel the beginnings of it. That window can't last very long. It's a very small window. That's exactly what Jesus was saying in Luke 17 when he talked about the days of Lot. That's what it's going to be like. Rampantly wicked, yet relatively normal, still functioning, yet destruction is coming. Okay? It's a small window. We are running out of normal. And I'm not talking about like leave it to Beaver normal. I'm talking about 2022 normal, days of Lot normal. Okay? Things are upside down now, but they're still functioning. And make no mistake, you are not in the tribulation period, but you are seeing the beginnings of these things, and they are beginning to come to pass. Therefore, Jesus says in Luke 21:28, when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. The rapture draws near. That is what I'm saying to you. So, guys, listen, I encourage you to go watch 2 other videos that I've made. I'm going to post them here and here when this video is not live, and I'll also post them in the comments below, and I'll pin it. Currently, I'm live, so I can't put those links up on the screen. But I did a video on We're Running Out of Normal with Pete Garcia, and I also did one called The Mark of the Beast, where I go into greater depth and I document the process further as far as the technology and the things that they're using to implement what I believe is going to eventually turn into the mark of the beast and be used for the mark of the beast. So I encourage you to go watch these 2 videos. And guys, until I see you next time, may the Lord bless you and keep you. And listen, fear not, hold fast, and keep your eyes on Jesus. We are going to be raptured before this coming tribulation period. And if we see things happening now that are going to find their fulfillment 3.5 years into the tribulation period, then the rapture is much closer than I think most people realize. All right. So God bless you guys. I love you. And yeah, may the Lord bless you and keep you until I see you next time.